Thank you for tuning. Thank you for tuning. Look, welcome back to the tower or from the tower live. Pasha Pavo. I kind of like this vibe here. It's kind of dope. It's like a movie set. It's like the real Splinter Cell. Like we get like this the organization like on the movies where they be having like the top the little hidden base at the old skyscraper building and it's not finished. Like it's still under construction. Like the floors aren't done, the walls aren't up all the way up the building and stuff. And they up there like with the little yeah, it's kind of like this vibe. All right. So welcome. Today, what we talking about? I want to ask you the question because a lot of people out there running their mouth about a reputation. They're either trying to build their reputation or destroy someone else's. And I kind of just see how that ties into, today being, I don't celebrate holidays, birthdays, any of that stuff. I'm not knocking you for doing it if you do. I'm just going to let you know why I may not respond the way you think or like everybody else do if you say, something about a holiday to me or born day, birthday, you having a birthday party, something like that. I just don't care. But the title of the day is the 4th of July a hoax? Today's reminder of deception. And I think the real people are going to enjoy this. So that's why I do this. For the real. So the question is, while the 4th of July is a celebration of the founding principles of the quote-unquote United States, the interpretation and understanding of these principles can vary among individuals and groups, just like everything else, right? Some may argue that the ideals of truth, justice, and integrity are not fully realized in modern society, and that there is still work to be done to achieve them, which you hear me known for saying, probably one of the few people, if not the only one, that says it. You can't have, when you look at the equation of truth, I realized in omnipresence, we can't have equality to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in a currency-based society. So you hear Pasha advocating for everything must be free. If you're going to call it a free enterprise, if you're going to call it a free market, then why isn't it free? Because as long as there's a currency, I don't care if it's Bitcoin, I don't care if it's cash, I don't care if you want to go back to what you think is the gold standard, because it won't be the same today. There's going to be regulation, restriction, someone looking to control the asset of the currency itself, which then controls the access to resources. I don't care if you're a seamstress, wanting to put together your own clothing line. If you want to build cars, have your own car brand, you're going to have to jump through hoops and hurdles of some sort, as long as there's a currency-based system to even remotely start and live out your dream. Meanwhile, somebody else can go into a building or not, sign a document and get $500,000, $500 million, just hand it to them out of thin air to go live their dream. Something's not right with that, right? The playing field's gotta be equalized. Y'all up here watching movies like The Equalizer and then don't know, how you feel about it afterwards. That's my question for you. All right. So the 4th of July is a reminder. It's a reminder. What does the 4th of July remind you of? You know what I mean? every year when it comes around. You know, you might ask somebody what's Thanksgiving or Christmas. They're like, oh, family, and then da 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 and all this stuff. Like, what does the 4th of July remind you of? Right? Drop that in the comments below, and then as we get started here, I'm Pasha Pavo, critical solutions expert. I'm here for the organizations and businesses on how to become more sustainable and community focused. Now, organization don't necessarily mean it has to be a business or a corporation. It could be you, your family, your neighborhood. Bring me in. Let's talk about what your entitlements are, your goals. All right, we got psychology infused logos, branding, marketing, project management, process optimization, all kinds of critical solutions. You want to do music, you need some business coaching, life coaching, marketing and branding, hit me up. All right, so let's get back to this. The 4th of July is a reminder that the United States was not founded to impress other nations. Now, think about this. Think about you doing something in your life. Get to the point where don't worry about it. People are like, yo, Pasha, they saying this, they saying that. And who's they, first of all? Is always what people ask you. Like, when you ever tell them, like, they're going to do this to the people of the United States, and they're like, who's they? They who? And you're like, I don't know. Right? I can't say, but we know that they exist. Okay, so we know they out there talking good about you, and we know that they, another they, or maybe even some of the same days in that case, are out there talking bad about you too. But what does it matter? And I watch these people, some people, spend so much energy and effort, and the books tell you, protect your reputation at all costs. But for what? I mean, no matter what you do, that other side, the opposing display, the people who purposely get it wrong and want to push it out there in a negative or opposite fashion of what you really are or whatever, is always going to exist. So what are you really doing besides wasting time, energy, and resources? Time, energy, and resources that you could have focused on what you were actually building in life, instead of trying to combat what somebody said about you. Right? What somebody think about you. They out there talking about, I don't give a fuck what nobody think about me. I'm this and that. And then they go on interviews like, I came on an interview because I wanted to set it straight, get it clear. And you paid $10,000 to be there. It's kind of hypocritical, right? So the 4th of July, let's look at how this all boils together. The 4th of July is a reminder that the United States was not founded to impress other nations. And I know. Pasha, you American. What are you doing talking about the United States? Look, I can use the example for you, so it makes sense. All right. The 4th of July is a reminder that the United States was not founded to impress other nations, but to provide a land where people could live freely, as long as they pay for everything. But to provide a land where people could live freely, as long as you accept those charges. The founding fathers were more concerned with establishing a nation based on their values, than with how they were perceived by others. See, people talking about Pasha feel like, oh, if we say this and say that about him, if we tell this lie about him, if we spread this rumor about him, we can get him to conform. I already told you, why not 7 people are informatively socially influenced. We're not normatively socially influenced. We're not worried about fitting in. We're not worried about going with the flow. We aren't the grain. So we don't go with the grain. You don't tell the axe. You know what I mean? Because it's not part of the grain. You don't tell the chainsaw to be part of the grain when you try to make a house. You might want to line up the grain on the floor, when you're putting it down. If you got, if it's real hardwood or even the fake stuff. But here, let's get back to this. Let's get back to it. So this aligns with the idea that focusing solely on reputation can hinder authentic or nothing living and overshadow personal growth and values. See? And I like this, and I like this shirt from Authentic, because it still reminds me to be genuine. I think it reminds the people to be genuine, because like even the shirt says authentic or nothing. It shows you that most people have to qualify. They're so worried about qualification. They're so worried about their reputation. They don't know that there's anything beyond that. So it's a low-minded value that reminds you of the truth for those who know, the wisdom. I think authentic is the absence of wisdom replaced with the desire of acceptance. Right? So let's take a look here. Let's get into this here. Let's get into this. Pasha, what the fuck are you talking about? You see what I mean? Like, it's kind of like what I did. Like, I built my brand around being able to be American. I didn't build my brand and then go hide and be American behind the scenes and try to tell you I'm something that I'm not in front of you so you can shop with me. Right? My whole brand is me. It's what I am. It's not even what I represent, because I don't represent. I present. I present myself. I present the truth, because I am. So imagine going into your bar or whatever, your Starbucks, your Panera Bread, and you overhear this conversation between two people. Person number one says, I've been thinking a lot about reputation lately. It seems like so many people, right, are consumed with how they are perceived by others. But is reputation really everything? Before we go into it, let's get a baseline. For those who aren't afraid to have a comment, for those who aren't afraid to have an opinion, for those who think they know, or for those who simply have a belief, put it in the comments below. Put it in the comments below. So, person number one said, I've been thinking a lot about reputation lately. It seems like so many people are consumed with how they're perceived by others, but is reputation everything? And then person number two says, it's true that reputation can play a significant role in our lives. It can affect our relationships, our careers, and even our self-esteem if you let it. But it's not everything. In fact, focusing too much on reputation can lead to a life lived for others and not for oneself. Person one said, that's a good point. So where should we be focusing on instead? What should we be focusing on instead? And person two says, as the barista comes back with the latte, or the bartender come back with the Ciroc. Well, there are many things more valuable than reputation. For instance, personal growth and self-improvement are crucial. It says we should strive to be better people, not just appear like authentic is the appearance of, not just appear better to others. This includes developing our skills, expanding our knowledge, and working on our character. So person one says, while eating a couple pretzels, I agree. And I think integrity is another important value. And again, off the record, not just to appear integrity or to have the word integrity in your brand name, but to actually have integrity is two separate things. It's about, person number one continues, being honest and having strong moral principles, even when no one is watching. Person two says, absolutely. The barmaid asked, is there anything else that they can help? And they replied no. And person two continues that integrity is about who we are at the core. It's about our actions aligning with our beliefs and values. And in the long run, people respect and trust those with integrity, like with real integrity, which can lead to a good reputation. Person number one, as they walk out to the patio, says, so it's not about disregarding reputation completely, but about focusing on the right things: personal growth, integrity, kindness, empathy, and letting reputation be a byproduct of these. And then person number two replies, exactly. And remember, it's your life. Don't let the fear of what others think prevent you from living it authentically and fully, because most people are using the wrong word. But I like the end of that visual there for you, because at the end there, person number one says, so it's not about disregarding reputation, right? But see, what they don't realize is in their own statement, they did contradict themselves. They said, so it's not about, in question form, kind of, sort of, it's not about disregarding reputation completely. But then they give you the answer. It says it's about focusing on the right things, which if you're focusing on the right things, reputation is not one of them. And they prove this in their own statement, because it says personal growth, integrity, kindness, empathy, and letting reputation be a byproduct of these things. See, the reputation is a byproduct. It shouldn't be the focus. And when you have like integrity in your name or brand name, but your focus is reputation, then that means you're not focused on personal growth, integrity, kindness, empathy, doing the right thing, being true, being real. You're just worried about what people think and feel about you. So you can already understand the disconnect, the manipulation present in your own life, because you're not guided by truth. You're guided by what everybody else believes about you. And you're working like a slave to maintain their belief instead of being true. Pasha don't give a fuck about reputation. Because when you spend any time hustling or around hustlers, you know that when you got the shit sell itself. We never had to worry about reputation. We had the shit. But when your shit fake and when your shit ain't real, when your shit ain't legit, you gotta make people feel like they getting a good deal. So you can tell who ain't never hustled in their life. You know, I'm in the vicinity of Charlotte. Like I said, I know people. I just don't brag about it because I've known people my whole life. A lot of people know the truth. I'm the truth. So you see me with photos of countless celebrities. I've been there, I've done that. I've been where you want to be in life, and I came back because I found out it was bullshit. You think there's something wrong with me, like I'm going the opposite direction, but you should stop and talk to me more. You will find out why. You think what I tell you sounds contradictory to what you believe because you don't know any better. You still operating on beliefs. People that know me know the reason I don't have any felonies is because I've been in 4 police chases. This is why we grew up racing cars while you were worried about the speed limit. Because when I need to put it down, Grandma had us watching Dukes of Hazzard. You was watching Sesame Street. See, I done lived every life already, pretty much, that I want to. And then when I decide I'm ready to live the next one, that's what I go do. I switch up, I change, I drop everything, I shed everything. So when you see me fall off from everything, it's because I'm going to come up on some new shit. Y'all fall off because y'all just fucked up. I don't like going in on people, but some people, they invite it. They insist. But I don't give a fuck about reputation. I remember Chuck D, music, Carolina, Charlotte. Went to lunch, had a conversation. Because I like to learn from people. I told you, everybody you see me with, I learn from people. I just don't like training. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be me. That means I got to ask the questions I want to know. I don't want you to train me. But even then, he was, we had a conversation. I was like, yeah, I know this is popular and this is whatever. I said, we were talking about this, that, and the other. And, the drug culture and stuff is big in music. And I was like, I actually lived that life. Why would I want to talk about it? Like, I look at people who talk about it and scratch my head, because if you lived it, what you really didn't do much of was talk about it. I have better plans for the nation. Now, granted, we still need that sort of stuff, right? It's people out there that, I don't know what percentage, but there's a lot of people out there that's painting or writing books and stuff, and they need that Zaza. A lot of people wouldn't have the fly home entertainment system they have right now if it wasn't for the drug culture. Back in the day, you can get a big flat screen TV, $50. There's gifts and curse to everything. Okay? In other words. So, why am I worried about what someone think of me? Because they don't know me. They don't know me. They talking about people that don't. They talking to people that don't know me. They talking to people that don't know you. And they take what the people that don't know you said about you, and then they go tell someone else what they think they know from someone who don't know nothing about you. And most people don't know about you. They can come around you and still not know about you, because remember, we've been talking about emotional intelligence, and mental health awareness, and all they're doing is stuck in their trauma and their projection issues. You doing things, you tell them things, they don't even know what you said, why you did it, because they speak emotionally and you talk in truth. So then their feelings get involved, and you make them feel some type of way because you gave them truth, and they're running around telling everybody how you made them feel, but nobody knows the fucking truth. So you want to chase people around, you want to go build a you want to invite everybody to a party so that you can make them feel better about you. You want people that don't even know how to feel about themselves because you want to invest in that? Or do you want to put that into what you're building? Because if you spend $26,000 on an event, how much further could that put you towards your goal, where you wouldn't have to entertain what people care about, don't feel about you? You could actually have manifested what you're trying to create in the world. That's the difference between worried about reputation and worried about getting your shit done, because it'll speak for itself. My work speaks for me. My work speaks for me. The people talking shit about me, they're probably gonna finish it with they can't afford me. But I do good work. So you gotta respect it. That's probably part of why they talking shit. And maybe if they came differently, we could have done something together. Maybe if they had integrity, we could have done something together. But they say they got integrity. Maybe if they were authentic, we wouldn't have to be talking about, maybe if they were genuine, we wouldn't have to be talking about authentic. But since they're not genuine, we have to bring up authentic. Since they're not real, you need to associate with integrity. I don't have to. All right, let's get into this. Because it's about personal growth and development. All right, so 4th of July, also known as Independence Day, is a celebration of the United States independence. All right, we know it's a corporation and there's a difference between that and America, but I'm using this as a metaphor to help with mental health awareness, emotional intelligence, business coaching, life coaching. Get at me, Pasha Pavo. So personal growth, self-improvement, right? The United States independence and the values that the country was founded upon, they say, or the corporation, if you know it as that. The values include freedom, democracy, and the pursuit of happiness. So personal growth and self-improvement, the United States was founded on the idea of individual freedom, which includes the freedom to pursue personal growth and self-improvement, right? So they give you these things like, this was reflected in the American dream, the belief that anyone, regardless of their background, can achieve success through hard work and determination. Yep, you can. You might have to be more determined than the next person. You might have to work harder than the next person, but it's there. Just keep your heart and belief alive, right? So now personal growth, as far as it applies to the 4th of July, it may not be, right? It may not be, but in some cases, it says societal pressures and exceptions can prioritize external achievements and material success over personal growth and self-improvement. This can lead individuals to focus on more on accumulating wealth and status than pursuing their personal development. Now, you see this recognition stuff, this personal growth and self-improvement prioritize, like let's give something controversial like Oprah, right? The personal growth and self-improvement was there by her mindset was to continuously learning and expanding her knowledge through reading, attending seminars, engaging in meaningful conversations, kind of like business or networking, relationships, right? Now, when it goes wrong, what happens? Okay. Now you got to focus on becoming a better person rather than appearing to be others, rather appearing to be. And a good example of that is Malala. I don't know how to pronounce all these people, right? Focusing on becoming a better person by advocating and fighting for equality rather than seeking external validation or approval. You know what I mean? Like, I get that all the time. Like, I actually ups and downs in my life because I'm out here fighting for the shit. While people are like, well, this is the way it is. We should just do it like this, and this is the way it's gonna be, and da 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 da. But you out here celebrating what you call the 4th of July, Independence Day, and you ain't got no independence. But I'm the one that's got the problem, you may say. And they're going to say it about you. The same people complaining about their captivity all year, in 5 hours, they're going to have the grill lit up talking about independence, freedom. Doesn't it feel great? And they wondering why I'm not there, because they spent all year telling me how they felt chained, how they felt shackled, how they felt limited, how they couldn't have a dream, how they couldn't start their business, how they couldn't afford marketing from me, how they didn't have it all together. And then you want to go celebrate independence. I don't understand. You celebrating what you don't have. But you're not doing nothing to have it because you pacifying yourself by celebrating this like you have it. That's why you don't understand my music. See, because when you got this focus on becoming a better person rather than appearing better to others, social media, right? Your image focused culture can create a pressure to present a fake, idolized version of yourself, leading to a focus on appearing better to others rather than actually being a genuine person and having genuine personal growth. You see, this is why a brand like mine might leave Alignable, might not fit in with Alignable. Alignable may be like, you're hurting our feelings. We need you to not come back anymore because people are like offended by you. And oh my God, like, where do you think you are? This is Alignable. I'm like, I'm in fucking America. That's where I'm at. And I'll be back with America. Because whether you like it or not, we own Alignable. Whether you like it or not, we own Facebook. Whether you like it or not, we own Amazon. Whether you like it or not, we own Twitter. I might have to just remind my people who we are. That's what I've been doing my whole life. But to do that, I had to know who I was first. I had to take the time to learn who I am first. So no, I spent 15, 20 years learning who I am. It's a continuous improvement for me. I'm not going to give a fuck about your feelings just because you don't know who I am. Now, instead, what you could do is you can talk and learn who I am. But if you want to have your little assumptions and then go run off and say how you, cool, do that. Promotion. Because it's what you don't know that hurts you. You don't know what you don't know. I'm at the point where I know I don't know what I don't know. So I only deal with truth because the truth is. So skills, right? Reputation. Skills are developed. Knowledge can be expanded. Character can be worked on. That's what we know is true. Elon Musk, CEO, SpaceX, Tesla, constantly works on developing skills, expanding knowledge in various fields, engineering, space exploration, want to bring out groundbreaking technological advancements. You know, like a lot of us do this, right? But when you're stuck on reputation, guess what? You're only worried about the skills that make you more manipulative of what people think about you. Makes you a better gaslighter. You can become a flyer narcissist. See, your skills that you're developing are narrowed by what you're focusing on, because you're only going to develop skills in what you think is important. And if reputation is your life, then the skills you have are only going to be developed around knowledge, reputation, expanded, and character. And that don't mean you have the character. It's going to mean you know how to display the character. So you might be on Alignable talking about how much integrity you have, and you ain't jack shit. Got none. Right? Because it's a business profile that you can manipulate, and then you get a position that you pay for, and now people worship you like the pastor in the church, because they're taught to follow instead of to be. But I ain't no sheep. We ain't no sheep. Why at net 7 ain't no sheep? Why? Because we gonna net 7 at least. Then they get mad at you because the truth fucks up what they were doing. Look, that's because what you was doing was fake. If what you was doing wasn't fake, if what you was doing was real, you really wouldn't have any problems. Like, boom, sending me conversations with somebody. I'm like, look, man, I worked on $1 million projects. I done led $1 million projects. When we done with a meeting, when it goes right, everybody gets sent they call it the minutes. We get the minutes, the notes from the meeting. I can tell you not ready to perform on a level of business with me when you talk about someone sending you the conversations you had with someone else about the fucking project we supposed to be working on together. What the fuck is wrong with you? But see something like that, they'll go to the streets and say, "Oh, Pasha shared some text messages from somebody else." Motherfucker, we working on a project together, you dumb motherfucker. Then the people in the streets will be like, "Oh, Pasha shares text messages." They should know I share text messages. I got a whole 15 years of Facebook where, like, good and bad. Here's the screenshot. Because I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about my life experience in most of those cases. Or I'm sharing some information that proves what we need to know and share with the community. This is where the source is. I don't give a fuck what you think. It's about, what do you really know? Don't tell me how you feel if your feelings aren't in line with the truth, because you're wasting my time. And then for everybody that believe that shit, well, guess what? You probably not the type of people I want to work with either, because one, you just are misled by shit you don't know shit about because you didn't do no research to find out the truth. Which means I can't trust anything you tell me as true to be true, because you believe in shit to be true that ain't even true, but you don't even know because you don't know what you don't know. And all it would take is for you to have that confidence in yourself to be able to say, I don't know what I don't know. So, I hear that, but I don't know if I can believe it. Nah, y'all gonna celebrate it in your little circle, in your little clique. Out there at your barbecue today, talking about how independent you are, and you ain't even free enough to be true. Why would I care about what my reputation means to you? You're not even true. So the emphasis and standardized testing, see, that's authentic. Standardized testing. Oh, I wouldn't have done that. That's standardized testing. That's authentic. See, you wouldn't have done that because you don't know the value of doing it, because you've never been in a situation where the value was present to make sense to say, hey, we just had an hour-long meeting or a 2-hour-long meeting. Here's the consolidation of notes to what everybody said to everybody, the valuable points. Send the email out, let everybody know you the one running away from the meeting talking about stop snitching t-shirt. Because your dumb ass don't know what the fuck the minutes of the notes from the meeting means. It has value when you're thinking about, damn, what were we talking about next week? Because you're working on $5 million projects with a bunch of different tributaries. Your ass still small-minded. You need to be able to go back and pull those notes from the meeting so that you can make realistic decisions based on truth instead of what you thought was said, because you don't remember really, but you don't know that because you've never been in that environment, so you don't know shit. You're a waste of time. A lot of people get places because who they know, not are they really capable. And then some people who are really capable never get the opportunity because they don't know who you know. And that's what fucks up our community. So the community need to take ownership because they're disrespecting themselves. And then as soon as Illuminati hops in and gives a motherfucker a Ferrari, a private jet, beachfront property, now y'all talking shit about them, but all they ever wanted was someone who understood what the fuck notes from a meeting was. Let's keep going. Where we at? So, emphasis on standardized testing and academic performance in education systems may prioritize the acquisition of knowledge and skills for the purpose of achieving higher grades or test scores, rather than a holistic approach to personal development and character building. See what I'm saying? So when you focused on fitting in somewhere, you're going to be tested. You're going to be graded. There's going to be standardization. You must meet this criteria. You must conform. To fit in order to be accepted, you must meet the criteria. So the academic performance in the education systems, right? Your chains of who's going to educate you to be whatever it is you're trying to go to, may prioritize the acquisition of knowledge. So they're going to tell you, now you need to know this. But did you question, is it real or not? Outside of your circle, outside of your belief systems, is it real outside of your belief systems? Getting a little energetic there. This is exciting shit. The skills for the purpose of achieving higher grades. See, that's a very profound statement. The skills you have are for the purpose of achieving higher grades. Now, where do the grades come from? The grades are set by the standards of what you're trying to achieve in life. What you're trying to fit into gives you a grade, right? A different grade. That's love. That's the definition of love, really. A different grade. So you get shown love. Ooh. Based on the skills you have for the purpose. Now, this is why bullshit people can't show real people the same love they do as other bullshit people. And it's why real people don't show bullshitters the same love. Because why? The skills for the purpose of achieving higher grades or test scores are prioritized. The acquisition or a result, a success of the prioritization of the acquisition of knowledge, right? Based on standardized testing. So the standardization is based on the authenticity, like the fake check boxes of you need to be this to fit in here, instead of being really who you are. So those people at the barbecue, they shouldn't be there today. Because they got it all wrong. So integrity is emphasized, promoting honesty and strong moral principles. Like Ruth Ginsburg, right? Supreme Court Justice. That's what her reputation was about, consistently demonstrating and upholding the principles of justice, equality, and fairness, supposedly throughout her career, earning respect from the public and trust. Does that mean there wasn't some shit on one of those cases where those same people in the public was like, I don't know about this one, Ginseng, right? That there wasn't some people that went away from one of her or his cases talking about, fuck Ginseng, they ain't shit, they doing this, they ain't about, right? Does that mean that never happened? No. I mean, maybe the people that was doing that didn't understand what they were looking at and why, or you win some, you lose some, and that was the L she took in the whole process. But instances of unethical behavior, corruption, scandals in various sectors of society can undermine the emphasis on integrity and erode public trust. So when you got corrupt institutions, when you got fake people in positions of power where they can say who can and can't be a part of a group, you know, you got to be careful, because now you're going to be tested and standardized, not on being how genuine you are, not on being truly skilled and genuine and real for the core values of what a business should be in America. Let's say if you got a corrupt, alignable leadership because they're mad because they pay $500 a month to be seen nationwide, and you're getting better performance and success from it, and you don't have to fake ask for votes and reviews because people naturally give them to that you fuck with, right? So their reputation appears to be better, but it's store bought. It was Walmart on sale, right? But it takes a real person to see it that it don't add up. So actions with beliefs and values, Emma Watson, the actress and activist, aligns her actions with her beliefs and values, advocating gender equality, using her platform to promote inclusivity, and working towards creating positive change in society. Or you can have political polarization, and the influence of special interest groups can sometimes lead to a misalignment between the actions of elected officials and the beliefs and values of the citizens they quote unquote represent. Which one you want at your barbecue today? People respect and trust those with integrity, leading to a good reputation as a byproduct. Nelson Mandela. See, he gained respect, trust from the whole world population, right? Because he was fighting apartheid, promoting shit for the people, and ultimately became a positive icon for peace and justice. That was his reputation. And we got the Mandela effect. Because there are instances of public figures or leaders who prioritize personal gain or engage with unethical behavior, and it erodes the public trust and respect. And then that challenges the notion that integrity leads to good reputation. See, so what happens is when you have the fake people in position saying, copying off of you, the real people, the people go to the fake people to get their shit done, to invest their feelings in, their beliefs, their future with. And then they get by the fake people. And then when they come back to you, or you come around as the real one, they want to then, because their trauma, dump their trauma issues on you and tell you how, oh, you can't say or do that with me because I'm moved up to this level of holistic spirituality. I bend over at 5:30 every AM to do this prayer, so I can't be associated with you because you talk different. I mean, that's at the end of the day, with just giving solely observation, that's what it sounds like. You're dividing yourself from other people when the truth behind the scenes may have a bond, but you're destroying each other because of what you believe to be different. So then the person that has the true information, because you dealt with the person who had the false, you had that okay, so here we go. Here's how I want to say this. The person that had the false information but the high value reputation abused you. Now Pasha come with the real information. Because you were abused, now you want to abuse him. Like the last video, somebody somewhere got screwed. Somebody, whatever mess, they paid him something, they didn't give it to him. Now when Pasha come to you, the real shit, he want his money up front. You talking about you don't pay up front. You want to see the product first. Well, this ain't the dope game. We're not gonna give you no sample. You've been watching too many movies. You don't throw the kilo on the table, cut it open with a knife, and let you taste it here. This is graphic design, motherfucker. So, because you were abused by someone who had the reputation, you're now a victim. You're now trapped in slavery because you can't be independent. You can't be July 4th free to work with the people who are real, who are free, because you're still in an abused mindset. Now, you trapped. You play a big boss of corporation, a business, a nonprofit, and the people who work with you and for you don't even know that they're missing out on truth and valuable catalysts because your mental impasse, because your emotional intelligence is off, because your mental health awareness ain't picking up on what the reality is. See, you the AI before the AI was here. And you fucking up the community. But you might be popular, so the community don't know it until it's too late. Which is why we're in the place that we're in now as a society 50 years later. Because the difference between reputation and reality, acceptance and the information of truth. Because the cons of living solely on reputation include the life may be lived for others than yourself. So even if you're doing it properly, you're out here trying to give the people what they want, so to speak. What the fuck do you want? That means that there's going to be times where you are solely doing things that you don't want to do, but you're doing it so that you can be accepted. And what effect does that have on you long term? The fear of what others think about you can hinder your own personal growth. Like, individuals may be afraid to express their truth, thoughts, feelings, identities, due to the fears of how other people will perceive them. And that's one of the biggest things that made me sick on Alignable, because that's what made people fake, and they didn't realize they were being fake, because they would say things like, I feel this way when they talk to me behind the scenes. I don't really like this person when they talk to me behind the scenes, but because they wear this college jersey, but they talk about not jersey, but this college shirt, and they talk about how they went to this college. They got, but they if you listen, they never tell you they got a degree, because all they did was go to it's a prestigious school, but all they did was went to a summer program. And you'd be like, what you mean? Like, nah, they carry themselves like they went to this high elite value school. But when you look into it, their certificates from a summer program. They're not any college or actual university curriculum. Now, true or not, that's some shit on both sides, because that would mean that the one person's creating a reputation that's delicately put together to influence people, right? And on the other side, you got this person here who's telling me about this shit about the person, but then telling me that they won't separate from them, even though they know they fake, supposedly from their perspective, because they need them and that relationship to be in position to make moves and connections and da 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 da. And you know what? So I get rid of both of them. Because now I can't trust either one of you. for different reasons. Not the other person. The other person did some shit. That's why I want to get rid of them. This person's talking to me about that person, but now I can't trust you because you stuck with that person for fake reasons on fake shit, and because you know they fake. So what you gonna do with me? What are you doing with me here right now? This glue must not be real either. See, people ain't never done certain things in life. They never worked on been in certain. They don't know the risk, the dangers of certain things. Like reputation becomes a primary goal, overshadowing personal growth and values, like we talked about in highly competitive industries. See, that's why people that's real and genuine, we don't compete. There is no competition for me. I'm me. I'm the only me. You can't. I'm not gonna say you can't clone me because they got the tech now, but you can't clone me. So, but for these reputation fools in highly competitive industries, individuals may become solely focused on building the perception of a positive reputation, often at the expense of either their personal growth and well-being and the values, or the communities, as we just proved here. And then actions can be driven by desire to please others will remove the genuineness from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't like go to a networking group and then they tell you you're not supposed to give your contact information on the post. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, I mean, if you're here to network, motherfucker, contact me. But when you brainwash the society and they're like zombies, like, yeah, thou shalt not call me, only talk on the platform, because the platform charges for messages if you go above 10 connects a month, and meanwhile, those are the ones that's going to tell you you're going against the grain because you're like, no. So those people are going to be at your barbecue today. When you the one that said, no, it appears I'm going against the grain because I'm standing on my shit while y'all moving that way like little creatures responding to the Pied Piper that don't know the cliff is ahead. So me standing on my shit makes you feel like I'm going against the grain, I'm going against the flow because you don't know what you don't know. And it's a fucking cliff right there. Whether you think it's a waterfall or Niagara Falls or the Grand Canyon. So now you gotta decide. Do you live your life based off of the reputation? Because you don't even know how they got that reputation. Good or bad. You got people all in your ear, right? Now, the people who have the $5 million marketing budget can go out and paint the picture of whatever they want. Meanwhile, the true people who may have been canceled, right? Like when Kanye went from billionaire, multi-billionaire to 400 million, someone could be a millionaire and go to having only 40,000 and their mortgage 10,000 a month. All of a sudden, now they struggle and got stressed and they can't afford to put out a marketing campaign like some of you guys, which is why I allow payment plans. When you hit me up, we can set up a payment plan for you. Yep. I know $3,000, $5,000 a lot for you guys. It was a lot for me at one point. It may sound like a lot now sometimes, but in reality, it comes, it goes. So the question is, what are you going to invest it in? You want to put it into yourself, or you want to put it into someone else's reputation? Who you believe more, you or them? But yeah, I'll work with you guys. You know what I mean? We put down a deposit, get you set up, get you straight. knock out some payments, you'll be good to go. So in modern society, we got to be careful because truth and justice may be compromised with this flaw in reputation. With this flaw in reputation, upholding beliefs and standing on them may be corrupted. Integrity in politics and governance. Now, that could be your home life, your business, the company you go to work for every day, or your regular, what you think of when you think about politics and government, all the way up. So if you call today the 4th of July, if you feel like the Independence Day is more than just a movie, and if you out there with streamers, fireworks, Coronas, Heinekens, right? Miller Time, Budweiser, whatever your thing is, if you out there today at the family barbecue, take a look at who next to you. Have a conversation with them. And I want you to really ask yourself, you guys like authentic? Okay, let's authenticate some shit today. You go to the barbecue with your clipboard and take inventory and put the name down and put your notes next to it. See, like, those people know me. Everybody know I got a profile on the people I meet. I build the profile. I add to it every time we talk. Because I'm not going to pretend to remember everything about you. I meet too many people. So build your profile. And on that clipboard, I want you to note if they really independent, mindset wise. I'm not saying we ain't coming from the same state of entrapment, but is their mindset taking them to the point of freedom? Because remember, the 4th of July is a reminder, supposedly, that the quote unquote United States was not founded to impress other nations. See, when people ask me, Pasha, why you had a Benz, it was because Benz was winning F1 Formula championships back to back to back. I don't give a fuck that it's called Benz. I don't care about the star. I really don't care about the leather. I care about being able to go 145 miles an hour in a controlled, precise fashion. Because when you do that in the Toyota, you like, oh shit, I don't know if the brake's gonna, oh man, we take the corner. Ah! So I needed something built for the Autobahn because I grew up racing and running from cops. So I kind of got a need for speed, and I go to the grocery store doing 100 miles an hour. It's not the same reason as y'all think, some of y'all. Oh, Pasha think he buried it. No, Pasha already had a Benz before that too. He had a CLK 320 convertible for 5 years. 6 years, whatever it was. Before that, what Pasha have? He had a 740 IL long body. 96 with 300,000 miles on it. I don't give a fuck about reputation. No, Pasha wasn't stuck up. Pasha was racing shit every day. No, Pasha wasn't spending money. My car payment was $330 a month. And I'm sitting there next to people that got a 4-year-old Lexus on the phone with the collection people because the car payment is $700 a month and they behind on it. Meanwhile, my Benz is $330. So you can frown up at me that I got a Benz, but you paying twice that you can't even manage properly for a Lexus, and I'll still outrun you on the track. So you can judge me and have whatever you think about whatever you think your conversation is doing for the reputation. It only does because people don't know shit. So if you're talking to people who don't know shit, what value does that have for me anyway? Because you're talking to people who don't know nothing. Why would I waste my time trying to correct my value with people who don't know my value, who aren't in a position to even receive my value because of how they think? Because if you accept information like that without knowing the truth, then you're not in alignment with who's going to really maximize the value. You're not going to be the people that's going to spend $25,000 on a logo because you ain't even after your own truth. How you going to be after the truth of promoting your brand? So I don't care. We don't care about the reputation. We care about accomplishing the mission. But because you don't got a mission other than learning about gossip, so you can spread gossip, because people like me are apparently done enough in their life where just talking about us will make you a local celebrity in your little community of people, then we're going to keep doing what we're doing so that you can continue to be a celebrity, right? We want to make sure you stay in power and position in your little sandbox. So we're going to spend time building so you can spend time talking shit. So the 4th of July is a reminder that the United States was not founded to impress the other nations, but to provide a land where people could live freely. See, we didn't give a fuck. Did you hop out the car to impress them, or did you hop out the car because you like to go 160? Like, I'm trying to get something with 200 on the dash because I'm trying to go 180. I'm not hopping out of it so you can say, "Oh my God, it's nice." No. Get in. Let me show you this. That's what nice is, not what it looks like or is on the outside. But then again, you gotta remember you're talking to people who don't know nothing about cars, so they don't even know that cars nowadays aren't cars as we knew them before, because a car used to be selling the car. Now they're not selling the car, they're selling what they call the driving experience, which is why it's built so that you can hug a corner doing 120 and it's floating and your coffee don't spill over into your lap, because that would ruin the experience of the executive or the race car driver moving at high speeds to get to their destination of value. It's a driving experience they're selling, not a car. But only real people know the difference, right? So the 4th of July is a reminder that the United States was not founded to impress other nations, but to provide a land where people could live freely. The founding fathers were more concerned with establishing a nation based on their values and how they were perceived by others. Then how, I'll repeat that. The founding fathers were more concerned with establishing a nation based on their values, I should say, rather than how they were perceived by others. So when you see Pasha hop off, or you see Pasha talking, he talking about nation building. I'm talking about being a master builder. I'm not talking about, I want most people to like me. Please like me. Won't you say that I'm a good person? Tell someone that you love me. Pasha ain't on here talking about that shit. Pasha on here talking about, we ready to build this. We ready to make these replacements. We're going to have this structure. We're going to put this infrastructure down. We're going to be free. We're going to get this money or this currency, or else we're going to get to the situation where ain't no currency. We don't need no currency. That's the shit Pasha talking about. And then they run back and say, well, we don't like Pasha. He gonna get rid of currency. And I mean, I got 10,000, I got 100,000 in the bank. Why he want to get rid of currency? Because he ain't got none. And then he ain't. No, because we can't have equality in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in a currency-based society, but it's gonna fuck your ego up because you're still ego-based if we get rid of the currency. So you're gonna hop on the opposition side to keep us all underneath the dollar, just so you can say that you have more than somebody else because you worried about your reputation, because you ain't really true. Because if you were producing something, if you go back and watch the producer versus consumer video, if you were producing something, you would realize that if you had access to more of what you needed, you could make more and better, but you ain't doing shit. So you just mad and trying to hang on and maintain what you got that you think you got more of or better than the next person. You trying to hang on to that reputational difference without the integrity of there really being anything to substantiate the claim that you think you want to publicize about yourself. See, fake people, they need advantages. Real people want the playing field to be equal. When you go into the football game, see, I played football for a little while. I got good. I was good, but I wasn't real good when I started. But I improved so fast. The coach got me a spot on the local high school football team, which was really good, William Penn High School. All I had to do was show up and I would have been starting. I just had to show up to practice. But I didn't go because it was against my integrity then. I didn't want to play for school football because school football players had to, on game day, walk around with a button-down t-shirt and a tie, and I came from the motherfucking hood. I was smoking weed after school. We was selling work. I ain't walking around at that point in time, no button-down, no tie. I ain't doing it. Who knows? I could have been the next Jerome Bettis, but it was against my morals for someone to tell me what to wear. As a high schooler. So when you look at Pasha now, don't think, oh, Pasha, Pasha been this way. I was born like this. You probably were too, but you were conformed to this that you are now. See, the only people that got a problem with me is fake people. The only people that got a problem with YNet 7 watchers, viewers, are fake people. Real people fuck with us. Heavy. And I'm proud of that decision because I helped a lot of people. And if I went to the NFL because I got this habit of being the best at everything I do, that I can, you know what I mean? Then I wouldn't have met all these wonderful people who feel like they may have got over on you, ruined your reputation, or even the ones that you got good business with and you put them in position like the rest of them and everybody's living, because all of that community support, all of that community impact, all those people I helped indirectly that don't know who Pasha is, but they know the people that I helped that didn't tell them it was me or did tell them it was me that put them in position to help them. None of that would have happened if I was sitting up on ESPN after a career in football. And what I'm about to do next that you don't know wouldn't be happening. And yeah, you might say, oh, but you got the checks, you would have been up this, that. Yeah, I had a couple ways I could have got that already, but it wasn't the way I wanted to go to get to it. And what I'm learning is that if you just stay true to who you really are, watch this. I mean, just watch me. But if you really stay true to who you really are, you will get there anyway. You would get there anyway. But here's what most people do. They sell out for little shit. Like I said, like in my early 20s, man, I told you how that was. I worked for a credit card company. It was like supposed to be business casual. Pasha didn't go to work business casual. He would go by, I woke up every day. I was doing a bunch of other stuff too. And I would go to the mall and buy what I was gonna wear that day. It might be a G Unit T-shirt, a $50 Jeffrey Garcia tie. I wrap that around my head, have it hanging down the side like a band, like, you know, wrap that around here, have this part hanging down the side, match the T-shirt, buy a new jean, have a fresh kick. I'm going to work like that. I'm from the hood, but I'm averaging 500, 600, 700% goal a month, and my highest month there in sales was 1,069% gold because I came from the street. This is what we do all day. You want me to just do this on the phone and sit here and chill and tell people what they fix their problems for them at 20 and in the year 2000 making 48,000 a year at 20 years old, so I can go put that back into the streets? I'm going to murder this shit. And while I was there, I won every contest. I had the highest scores every month. Nobody outdid nothing since I was there or since I left. And we're talking almost 20 years ago. I still got the records. Because I don't do shit for myself. I do it for my people. And that's why I be hurt sometimes, man, because I do so much for my people. And then the same people you be trying to do shit for, they hurt you. And then you get to the point where you don't feel no pain no more. And then that's when the people who intention was to hurt you start asking, what's wrong with you? So be careful of that. When you get to that point where you numb in life to pain and the people think something wrong with you, it's because you not reacting to the pain they purposely giving you and they wondering what's wrong. So pay attention to that shit. Know who those people are. So, when you at your barbecue today, or your party tonight, tomorrow, all weekend, because I know this weekend gonna be party lit. I used to be out there, so it's a Wednesday and it's the 4th of July. People gonna be today Wednesday, right? No, today Thursday, 4th of July. So that means everybody off today. People probably took off tomorrow. It's going to be parties 4 days in a row. People be dragging ass Monday. So when you're meeting them people at the club and y'all celebrating this Independence Day, I want you to take note with your clipboard and see if they really authentically talking about independence in their life or not. Do they represent the freedom or are they part of the conformity? That's how you get the invite to the barbecue. Are you really about freedom? No? If you be who you really are, you'll get there anyway. Like I told you, I learned this early at that same job. I was working for Discover Financial. You can call up the people at Discover Financial. Some of them probably still there 20 years later after I'm gone, still working the same job. But they'll tell you, Pasha came in. He would dress like that. One day, they came over to me. Management said, "We noticed you ain't coming in business casual. You're not coming in dressed for work." I said, start packing up. They said, "What you doing?" I said, "I'm packing up. You're going to send me home, right?" So I'm going to go hit the block. It's the early dismissal for me. Like I said, this is my early 20s. I'm still like not too far out of high school. Then they're like, no. I'm going to show you how this tie in a reputation. They're like, no. Stay right there. We'll be right back. They go off. Motherfucker scurry back a little bit later. Like, all right, now listen. You know when they start getting quiet with their voice, you know, right? All right, so listen. Here's a whole roll of casual day stickers. Now, what a casual day sticker was, I don't know about your job, but at that job, you did something. You had to accomplish something. It wasn't just like a little trivial shit. You had to accomplish something. It didn't mean to be like, $1 billion thing or anything, but you had to accomplish something, and your reward would be maybe something and a casual day sticker, or you get a casual day sticker by itself. And what that was because it was business casual, You could take a casual day sticker and you could be casual whatever day. Boom, put it on. Boom, you come in casual to work that day. Pasha come in casual every day because he don't give a fuck. Like actually, the casual day for me was when I came in with the fly shit on. Like every now and then I would just be like, let me cop the suit jacket on because it was on sale. Let me get these golf pants. I remember they were like $140 pair of golf pants, and I got them on sale at Bloomingdale's for like $60 at the time, right? Because they were so soft, and I was like, "Oh man, these are so soft. I wonder what they like to wear." And I was like, "Let me just," because I was back then. I was it was different. Like $100 t-shirt or a shirt for me wasn't necessarily something that you might not see me in. Times were different. I was doing different things. Let's just say it like that. I had shoes that was made out of horsehair. Literally, the shoe was horsehair. Chicks would walk up to me and be like, "Oh my God, what's your shoes?" And they would be on the ground feeling my shoes. They'd be on the ground rubbing my shoes. And they'd be like, "What is it?" I'd be like, "Oh, that's horsehair." You mean the same stuff they make our weaves with? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't wear a weave, but yeah, they make weaves. They make weaves out of horsehair. Oh shit, those is fine. I can't. So when people talk about disrespect because they don't know that the word relate means respect, that's why I don't. I'm like, okay, cool. You don't know my life. So no, I can't relate to some of your limitations and beliefs. But the point of the matter is, when you got a casual day sticker, you could be casual. Pasha was casual, and then every now and then I would come in the suit or something like that, this, that, and the other. Suit jacket with some jeans or something, whatever. Just because I felt like it that day. But so they came back like, "Oh, here's a whole roll of casual day stickers. I mean, a whole brand new roll." And they were like, "Just put this in your drawer. And if anybody say anything or ask you anything, just pull out a casual day sticker." I never had to go to work business casual after that. I mean, I never had to anyway. But here's management sign off on it off the record. And what I learned from that, it's not to brag about that moment. It's to tell you this about what I learned about society in a very early time in my life. What I learned about that then, because this conversation is about reputation, right? Again, if you don't have the goods to go along with the reputation, you can't pull shit like that off. You mad. Somebody probably snitched on me too many times. That's probably why they came to me. "Pasha don't have to come. Why you worried about what I'm wearing? Pasha don't have to wear nothing." But here's what I learned. When you the specialist, when you the expert, it don't matter what you look like. And I learned this, and I've been teaching ever since in an early age, because when you're the expert, it don't matter what you look like. When you go to the mechanic and their jeans is oily and their hands is dirty, you don't care. They gonna fix your shit. So when I meet chick at the club, I don't even go to the club no more. But when I meet chick, I spent too much time at the club getting paid to just be there for any other reason. Let me put it like that. So if you meet some chick somewhere and they talking about your nails dirty and they don't know your life, your fingernails dirty. They don't know your life. They don't know the day you just had. They feel like they telling you something based on reputation and authenticness, right? The fakeness, the facade of you went and cleaned your fingernails before you showed up there. To me, that's trivial bullshit. For all you know, you could have dropped something on the way inside in the grass, picked it up, and now there's soil under your fingernail that you didn't see, and now you go to shake their hand, they looking at your fingernails like, "Oh, I hate a man with dirty fingernails." Shut up. Because when his hand underneath your car fixing your engine, you talking about, "Thank you, baby, thank you," and he come out dirty, fingernailed up and shit. You ain't got a problem with it then. The whole community, remember that time period where they were like telling all the youth to pull their pants up, stop what they call it, sagging or whatever. The example I gave for that was when the plumber came over to fix the plumbing, and got us, not at least when the kids were sagging, they underwear or whatever, we still had I know my underwear I'm a big guy. Sometimes my pants drop just because my belt be moving around and my body flexing when I don't be purposely trying to sag. Sometimes I just catch my shit a little lower than I wanted to be and I have to pull it up. You out here judging me because they don't make clothes that fit me for less than $100. Well, then give me $500. I'll go get some jeans that fit and a shirt that fit perfectly. Oh, you don't support me like that? Then shut the fuck up. But when the plumber came over and got their whole ass cracked, like literally the ass and everything, the crack like this in your face, you go, honey, just wait a minute. He said he only gonna be here 2 more hours. He almost done, and everything you can go ahead in the room and I'll sit here and look. You sitting there looking at the ass crack, talking to the man the whole time. Yeah, I was good at sports. I was an athlete. Blah, 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 blah. You straight talking to ass crack, but then gonna tell them not to sag their clothes, because when they're the specialists, it don't matter what you look like. So from my early 20s, I learned that in real life experience, and I held on to that. So I never gave a fuck about what people say you should be, should look like, should do, because when you're the specialist, none of that matters. Just like the video I did yesterday. Okay, I was gonna hook you up. I mean, no, it wasn't a logo you needed, but I do graphic design. So you're still in the right place. This is graphic design. I'm gonna graphically design this shit for you and throw this type on there, and you're gonna be straight. Give me this $250 real quick. Give it to me up front. You talking about you gonna go? Okay, you know what? Go ahead to Upwork. Go ahead to Fiverr and let them fuck your shit up. Because you worried about reputational shit. All right, y'all. We've been over the 90-minute mark. I appreciate all those that stopped through with me live. I appreciate you for checking out the video. If you didn't catch it live, we growing, we building. I know you see the work. So a lot more to come. Got some things I'm excited about. Can't share it with you right now. You got some things you're excited about and want to share, put it in the comments. If you're a business and you're watching any of my work, go ahead and drop your business comment links. No, let's not do links. Drop your business name in the comments so people can go and search your brand and look you up. All right. And I say don't do the links because depending on where you're at, it may or may not let you do that link. So just put your business name and have people go look you up. Shout out what city you from, etc. All right, Pasha Paro. Thank you for tuning.